Hi, it's Sylvester, and welcome back to another episode of Sylvester Gets Really Defensive About Something because he cares a lot about what people think of him. I made a recent video talking about how I hate that I can't control what people think about me, that I can't control what people believe about me, I can't control how people perceive me, and that does bother the crap out of me because at the end of the day, I just want to be seen for who I am, for what I am, and I want people to see me the way I see myself, and most of all, I just want to be liked. I just want people to like me. I try to act like I don't, but deep down, I really do just kind of want people to like me. And so the thing I'm talking about today is the fact that I believe my paranoid brain keeps telling me that people think that I'm lying about the fact that I'm no longer psychotic. If you don't know, I suffered with psychosis for several years. It was really severe. I believed a lot of crazy things. I had a lot of crazy delusions. I saw and heard things and felt things that weren't real. It was really bad. And I'm no longer psychotic. I'm taking antipsychotics and they are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And yeah, so I don't know how to prove to people that I'm not psychotic anymore because I can't take people inside my brain and show them what I believe and prove to them I'm not hearing voices anymore and stuff. Like, there's no way to prove that to people. You kind of just have to believe me when I say that I'm no longer psychotic. And I understand that that might be hard for some people to believe because when I was psychotic, I did a fairly good job of pretending that I wasn't at times. You know, I knew that what I thought was crazy. I knew that people wouldn't believe me or listen to me. So a lot of the time I just kept my mouth shut and pretended to be a normal person. And especially since in 2023, I went to the hospital a couple times or 3 times to try to get help for my psychosis, and all 3 times I was put under a psychiatric hold, and one of my biggest fears was that I would get locked away for being psychotic. And so people might think that, you know, I got locked away for being psychotic, and so I learned my lesson, and I've learned to just keep my mouth shut and pretend that I'm not psychotic, so then I won't get locked away. And I will be honest, it is still one of my fears that I might end up getting locked up for being psychotic, because that's a really scary thought, and it really sucks to have your freedom taken away from you for being mentally ill. But I do promise you, I'm not just pretending to not be psychotic anymore. I'm legitimately not psychotic anymore. But again, I can't prove that. And I get paranoid thinking, like, when I post a video, I'll look back on it and be like, oh, I said this thing or I did this thing that's gonna make people think that I'm secretly still psychotic. Like, I make a lot of videos talking about celebrities. Just yesterday, I made a video about Ariana Grande. And, you know, I recently made a couple videos about BTS. And, you know, I talk a lot about celebrities. I talk a lot about famous YouTubers. And so people might think that I'm making these videos because I think that I'm telepathically talking to these celebrities, which isn't the case. You know, I made that video yesterday about Ariana Grande, and it's not because I think that Ariana Grande is in my brain. It's not because I'm hearing her voice in my head. It's not because I think her and I are telepathically linked. It's just because I like talking about famous people. I'm very interested in famous people and the industry and famous YouTubers, and as much as I used to talk about how I hate people who like gossiping, I kind of am a person who likes gossiping, specifically about famous people and famous YouTubers. I like talking about drama, and I like talking about controversies, and I like talking about, you know, famous people. And also because I'm a hoe for views, and videos where I talk about famous people tend to get more views than my average video. Like, my video about Shane Dawson did really well. My video saying that we all owe Tana Mojo an apology did really well. My videos about Eugenia Cooney have done really well. My videos about Blake Lively have done really well. You know, like, people want to listen to me talk about famous people because people care about famous people, and it's interesting to hear other people say things about famous people, you know? So it's not because I think these famous people are in my brain, I promise, but I can understand how people would think that. and I don't know how to make them not think that. Or like one time I made this joke in a video where I was checking my YouTube analytics where I found out that my video popped up when somebody searched the term Freemason, and I was like, oh, that makes my conspiracy brain go nuts. Like, oh, why am I popping up when people are searching Freemasons? And like, it was a joke. Looking back on it, I realized I did not make it very clear that that was a joke. I understand why my video would pop up because I have spoken about the Freemasons before. In fact, I speak about the Freemasons kind of a lot because I used to have severe psychosis where I thought that the Freemasons were evil and ruled the world and that they were after me, and like I had a lot of beliefs about the Freemasons. And sorry, there's an ambulance going by. I'm not going to edit this video, so you're just going to have to deal with that. Anyways, it was a joke. I don't actually think... Okay, am I gonna have to edit this video? The alarm is... the ambulance is gone. Okay, thank goodness. So, yeah, and then, like, in a couple of videos, I would say things like, the voice of paranoia in my head is telling me things. And I meant that in a metaphorical way. You know how people talk about, like, an eating disorder voice, or, like, the voice of anxiety, the voice of paranoia. Like, when I say things like, the voice in my head is telling me stuff, I don't actually mean there's a voice in my head. I just mean those are my thoughts. Like my brain is telling me something. But I realize that is a stupid way to phrase it because it does sound like I'm saying that there are actual voices in my head, and I promise you there are no longer voices in my head. But again, little things like that where I'll say it and then I'll post the video and then I'll look back on it and be like, oh, I shouldn't have phrased it that way because it's gonna make people think that I'm hearing voices still. And like, or one time I had a video taken down for bullying. It was a video where I was talking about how I did not sexually assault Tana Mojo. I've never met Tana Mojo, and that video got taken down for bullying. And so I made a video talking about that, and I said in that video, like, I doubt Tana Mojo's the one who took my video down, but if she did, I would understand why. And like, I gotta say, like, there is a possibility that Tana Mojo was the one who reported that video for bullying. It's highly unlikely, but it is possible, you know, because like I've had a Tom Ska, famous YouTuber Tom Ska, commented on one of my videos one time, and Steph Sunyati followed me on Instagram once, and like, you know, it is possible for famous YouTubers to be aware of me. I'm not saying that I think that Tana Mojo really knows who I am or that she watches my content, and I'm certainly not saying that she's in my brain telepathically talking to me. I'm just saying there is a possibility that somebody has tweeted at her saying, there's this weird guy in Canada who makes a lot of videos about you and I think he might be obsessed with you and he might be stalking you, and then she like went to the video and flagged it or reported it, you know, like that. It's possible. That's probably not what happened. Somebody probably just didn't like the video and then reported it, but it's still, like, you know, it is possible. and again, not because Tana Mojo's in my brain. I am not hearing voices anymore, and I do not think that I am telepathically talking to any famous people or anyone at all, but I understand how saying that would make people believe, like, oh, Sylvester thinks that Tana Mojo's obsessed with him and that she's in his head and, like, blah, 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 you know? Like, just, like, so many things that I say in my videos, I turn around and think, oh, that's gonna make people think that I'm psychotic still, you know? And, like, I don't know. There's probably a million more examples that I can think of, but I feel like I don't want people to think that I'm still psychotic, because I want people to understand that I have gotten the help that I need and that I am working on getting better mentally, and that my antipsychotics are working and that I am taking them. Like, I can't prove to anyone that I'm actually on antipsychotics. I mean, I guess I could show you my medication, but I don't feel like doing that. And even if I did, it wouldn't prove to you that I'm actually taking the medication. Like, there's nothing I can really do to prove to anyone that I'm not psychotic anymore. And it bothers me because I don't want people to see me that way. You know, like, I look back on who I was when I was psychotic, and that's not me. Like, it was me, but it's not me. You know, that's not the me that I'm like, I'm not proud of who that person was. And so if people think that I'm still that person and I'm just pretending not to be, then they see me in a way that I don't want to be seen, you know? And so, anyways, that's all. I should really edit this video to get rid of that damn siren, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.